What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Charts and Chess episode 32. And let's get right on into this video. Alright, so today is November 8th. It is Monday. And we're just going to get right on into this video, guys. Let's just get straight into it. Hold on, let me just make sure everything's all good. We're about to hit 600 subscribers, guys, so if you could subscribe, it would be greatly appreciated. We can most likely hit it during this stream. So let's try and aim for that. So let's just get right on this. So the first thing I'm gonna do, matter of fact, who's here? Elijah, you here? You can hear me, bro? What's going on, bro? How you doing? How long you said you've been trading? You've been trading for a year? Okay, I got you. So right now I'm about to just go over everything that I do from start to beginning. Basically, every time I wake up, I hop on the chart. So as of right now, I have not looked at the chart since yesterday. So everything I do is going to be what I do every single morning. So, and I'll just explain what I'm doing as I go along. So the first thing I always do is I always mark up the previous day's Asian session. So I'm not sure what state you from. So what time zone? You're an hour ahead of me. Okay, so hour behind. So basically, now you're good, bro. So okay, so you're an hour behind. So basically, I will mark up hour ahead. Okay, hour ahead. Okay, that's cool. All right, so we're not that far different. So what I do is really gonna be similar for you. You trade New York session 2, then I'm assuming, more than likely. All right, perfect. And you trade US 30. All right, bet. So basically, the first thing I always do is I mark up the previous day's Asian session. So every day when I wake up and trade New York session, I mark up the Asian session. And the way you can easily do that is if you go to indicators, you'll just look up Asian session. There'll be a whole bunch you could choose from. You can always edit them how you like it. The one that I use, I think, is the second one right here, FXN, Asian session range. And I use it, it just outlines the Asian range, and then I highlight it. Because the reason I use the Asian session is because if you understand how daily candles have phases, so there's phases in the day where there's consolidation, there's phases in the day where price expands, and there's phases in the day where price is retracing, right? So if we can map out where the day's consolidation is, we can map out where we would look for our entries to be in. Because if we can get in around the consolidation of the day, more than likely we'll be able to catch the expansion. So we'll be able to capitalize on the majority of the move. The next thing I will do is I'm going to mark up the 12 a.m. open. So when the market open, I'm going to have that. Then after I have the market open, I'm going to mark up the previous day's high, then the previous day's low. Because we already know if price is going to overall be bullish today, it's more than likely going to continue to reach for the previous day's high on the daily range. And if it's bearish, it's more than likely going to reach for its daily low. But as you can see, we're way closer to the previous day's high. So as of right now, I would personally be looking for a retracement. Because if you look to the left, this last up candle before this down candle, you can see this is where price is currently rejecting right here. So this is somewhere that we are currently rejecting, and we're basically, in my opinion, I'm looking for price to continue lower. Even though we're slowly consolidating, I'm looking for price to at least come lower. Because what I like to look for, retracements into the Asian session and following the trend of the London session. So if you look down here, yeah, you can ask. So what are you asking? You're asking where I would draw it? Where right here? Sometimes. That's why I always, when Friday, well, not Friday, when it's like Sunday open, I always mark up the previous Friday's Asian range also, because since when the market opens, it doesn't have an Asian session range to really use. Sometimes on Friday, it will trade into the previous Friday's Asian range, and in that case, it was all the way down here, so we didn't really trade into it at this point. But yeah, sometimes every week's different though. Sometimes it more than likely does happen, because if you've seen it happen a few times, more than likely, it's probably true. Because the thing is with the market, it's always making patterns that happens on the same weekly and daily basis. Like the thing with me, all my trade setups are similar. I look for the same trade setups every day. So that's why when right now, what I'm waiting for as of right now, since I know where this Asian session range is, all I would do from this point on is I'm gonna pull my fib from this low down here to this high. And you can see that this fib is also in confluence so far with that 50% of this Asian session range. So that's two confirmations for this area that I will be looking for potential trade setup so far. I always use the bodies of the candle because the bodies of the candle is what hold where all the volume is. The wicks are more just like where wicks up highs and lows, but the majority of the volume, where majority of the orders were getting put in, is where the bodies are. So I always use the bodies. You can use wicks sometimes, like depending. Say you're trading at a range like this, and you pull your fib. Say the level right here is like a big figure level. So say it's like a 500 level, and up here is like a 200 level. In this point, you can draw it from that level. So say, here, I'm gonna just try to draw it. Here, I'm gonna just draw an example real quick. So say this is the candle you're drawing the fib from. In this case, if the candle could tap down into this whole number level and tap up into this whole number level up here too. And in this case, I wouldn't draw it from the bodies. I would then draw it from here to here. If it's a specific, like, important level. But if it's just a random level, then I'm just going to continue to draw it from the body. There's only certain situations where you would possibly look to draw it from the wick. But now that we have that, you can see we're coming back into this area. This last up candle before this down move is, we're going to see we could possibly reject it again, or we could possibly clear the high before coming lower. Because as of right now, if the New York session continues to make the high of the day, we could be looking for potential case scenarios for price to have a reversal. Because that's a characteristic that I've noticed with US30. When New York session tends to be making the high of the day, there's a high chance that there could possibly be a reversal scenario unfolding. But if it doesn't continue to make this high, we could still have that chance of rejecting, falling lower, for us to potentially get into this trade. So now that we have all these confirmations, I'm going to come over here to the 1 hour, and I'm going to look for a potential order block on this also. So the first thing I notice is this candle right here. This last down candle that traded into this high. And then from here, we've been bullish. So I'm going to use this candle's high right here. Not the high, the open of this down candle. And this is going to be my 1 hour order block. And this is going to be an area that I'm going to be looking for possible reaction from. Why? Because what do we see? This area of this order block is also in confluence with, we have our fib that we drew from this low to the high. This is in the same area as right here, which is our 36,333 level. Then we have that 50% of that Asian range. And now we have that 1 hour order block also. And I'm going to refine the order block just before. So that means I'm going to put the 50%. Because there's a lot of times where price won't really react to the high of that order block, but it still has a chance of coming a little bit lower. So if it does come a little bit lower, we at least know that if we get into a trade here, we would want to stop at least below the 50% of that candle. So about 45 pips. Okay. Okay. Okay, that's good. Okay. So you need more of a clarification on like the order blocks and the fib. Okay. Okay, I got you. So basically, the Fibonacci, all it's really doing in the simplest way to explain it is when you draw a fib from the high from the low to a high or the high to the low, all you're doing is mapping out how far price is going to retrace. So say price came from this low, pushed higher to its high, and then it created resistance and slowly dropped off. So then you draw your fib from that low of the body candle to the high of the body candle. And these are the levels that I use right here. I use the 38, the 0.382, which is my continuation level. That's why it's red. It's the only red one. Then I have the 0.62, the 0.79, and the 0.705. These are the only four levels that I ever use on the Fibonacci. The only four. I use the 50%, but that's not what I'm really using it to catch a trade. That's more or less what I'm using it to refine, say, the order block or the Asian session. I'll just use it to see where the midpoint is. That's the only time I'll ever use the 50%. That's why these three. Majority of the time, it comes to 62 to 79%. And why does it come there? Is because if you see that price is retracing 62 to 79%, it's becoming oversold at this point. So that's all the Fibonacci does. It's basically showing you if a market is oversold or overbought. That's all the range is telling you. So when price comes lower, it's becoming oversold. So the chance of price then having that reaction to the top side is only going to be far more likely. And when you're able to buy at low levels like this, you're always going to be able to have a good risk reward. This is the wrong fib. Not, this is the wrong thing. But look, just for example, you always have a good risk reward because when you're buying deeper into the fib at an oversold area, you're able to have a smaller stop loss with a bigger risk reward. So you're always going to be able to map out high probability trades where it's more than likely going to go your direction. And that's with the 62 to 79. The 38.20%, this level tends to be respected when price is in a strong uptrend. So say price really wants to continue moving bullish, it won't trade all the way down to 62. It'll just have a small retracement to the 38.20% level before continuing higher. These are the only four levels I ever use. And if it doesn't trade to them, more than likely I'm not going to enter a trade on that particular setup. But that's just me though. And then that's just a brief explanation of the fib and order block. In simplest ways, you know, an engulfing candle is basically the other candle. So this engulfing candle right here, this black candle that engulfed this blue one, when it engulfs it, this blue candle then becomes a reference point to where price could potentially retrace back to. And as you can see, if you look at and you always draw them from the bodies of the candles on these order blocks. So you can see before this down move, it was the last up candle. And before a down move, before an up move, it's going to be the last down candle. So it's basically vice versa. And as you can see, when price came and retraced to it, it had a reaction. It didn't have a long-term reaction, but there's still a chance that when price trades back into it, there could still be a drop. But we just have to wait to see what price does overall. But then all you got to really do is once you understand just the last down candle before an up move and the last up candle before an up move, you need to just back test it. That's really what it comes down to because you got to train yourself to just see it more. Because once you start to see it more, you'll be able to start seeing how price reacts in these certain areas. And if you start to see that on a daily basis, like you said earlier, you weren't confident enough to take trades. If you see the same thing happening every day, it's only going to make you more confident that it's going to happen again and for you to start taking trades. Because for me, for example, I have a journal with looking for the same setup. look only journaling the same setups. So I have a whole bunch of examples of seeing them on a daily basis, on a weekly basis. So I have the confidence for when I see them to take those trades. That's really what it comes down to. If you have enough confidence for anything, regardless, you're gonna just want to test it out because you've seen it. But yeah, that's really it for order blocks. You're just gonna, it's more or less something that takes time to see because I can explain it right now. But once you start seeing it more often and you start seeing me mark them up every day, you're gonna be like, okay, this is what he means by that. But as of right now, I'm just waiting for price to look potentially make a resistance fall so I could draw my fib again because right now it's breaking this high, so I just took the fib off. But I'm basically going to be looking for a possible, since we pushed up, I'm looking for a possible retracement to this area down here, which is 36,330 area, because we have a lot of confirmations in this area. And ideally, the reason I draw the 12 a.m. line is because my best trades are going to be below and above them, meaning if I'm looking for a buy trade, my best case scenario is going to be looking to buy below this 12 a.m. line or near it at least, because that's going to give me the biggest chance of catching the expansion. And same thing if I'm selling. If I'm looking to sell, I want to be selling above it because that's going to give me the best chance of catching the expansion to the downside. So the thing with all these confirmations I do, they just keep me out of low probability trades, and they keep it so that all the trades I take have more than 3 confirmations and reasons why it should go my direction. And I'm also giving myself the smallest stop loss possible so I'm able to catch the full expansion or majority of the move. You get what I'm saying? And then from there, I just map out what, I just have 2 setups that I map out and I look for them. If I don't see them, I don't look for any trades. And if it doesn't happen, I just wait. So basically everything that I would do in the morning is done right now. I would just, like I said, wait for price to create a form of resistance so I could then draw my fib from this low again. And I could map out a possible retracement to then catch the expansion higher. But that's really it for now. Now we just gotta wait and let price show us what it wants to do. Nah, personally, no, I just be on here for the majority of the time. Okay. Yeah, I'm not really the best person with pending orders wise, because to be honest, every time I use buy stops and sell stuff, they just get ran through. I'm gonna be honest. Every time I use them, like, because I've tried to use them to get precise entries in the past, but personally, every time I use them, price will come down to it and it just won't activate, and it just leaves me feeling sick because I predicted the move. But if I simply just would have entered it myself, I could have capitalized on it. Yeah, it's just confidence because you got to make sure that you have a strict system that makes it so you're looking for the same thing every day. Because if you look for the same thing every day, you're gonna start to learn things. Especially if you trade one pair, you start to learn how it moves every day because you've seen it trade every day. I've only traded US 30 for a year and a half now. I have not traded anything else. I've looked at other charts, but I haven't really been taking trades. Maybe a few Bitcoin trades here and there, but for the most part, it's like 99% US 30 trades. So I've seen a whole bunch of things happen on a daily basis, and like we've seen, I've showed the journal. I have a whole bunch of screenshots and examples of certain setups and certain characteristics working. So now that I know what works, I simply just have to have a strict system that keeps it so I only take high probability trades, and I gotta be disciplined enough to follow that. But that's really it right now. I'm just waiting. Just gotta wait. Yeah, basically, you just make your indicator just makes it easier for you to like have it all set up. For me, I gotta put all that shit myself. Okay. Where depending on the London session. The London session it's a very important session. I pay attention to it a lot because if you look at London session, if you see that say price was consolidating during Asian session or whatever, then broke lower during London session, there's a high chance that if it comes back up, that this week end up becoming the low of the day. Because if it has a swift break to the downside and it swiftly comes up at around the open of London session, there's a high chance that price is going to continue higher. And this is when I look to get that retracement for New York, continue higher. That's something I always look for. Same thing with vice versa. If you were to reverse this, same thing if it was to break the high on the top side. That could possibly be the high of the day. That's certain characteristics that I look for on a daily basis. In this case scenario, London session didn't really do that. The low of the day right now is like near midnight. So today, but here, I think there's another good, I could probably find a good example. Like right here. If you go back in time, we'll draw the Asian session from this day. Right here to here. You can see that right here at 4:15, we had this push above. Where's the line? This push above these highs, creating the high of the day during this London session. Then it consolidated. But overall, then they could then continue that London trend later on into New York session. That's just one example of it happening. This one isn't as clean, but usually, when you know, you know. But when I go over it every day, you'll start to realize, like, okay, this is what he means. Because I do it every single day. If I see that London session had a false break above an old low or above an old high, then I will mark that up as a possible high or low of the day. And it works out pretty often. London session is good for the reversal scenarios. But also, let me mark up these levels that are nearby. So we got 36,500 up here, which price is more than likely going to reach for today, more than likely. We also have yeah, it's better not to trade. I didn't take no trades for NFP either. On US 30, like, it just took off. Like, it was just going up all day. Yeah, it's just gonna keep going up. And keep in mind, like, since I trade the Asian session, like, looking for retracements back to it, look at this. If you pull it back to the Asian session and look at it that way, it came nowhere near it. It just kept going. So I was just like, damn, it's cool. Sometimes you just gotta know when to sell, and especially on a Friday NFP, sometimes it's not even worth it. It's just better just to keep your wins for the day sometimes. Now, I think it's gonna go through the high of it personally, but I would be waiting for possible retracement first for me to get into trade. Because personally, right now, since we're trading at all-time highs almost, once we break this high up here, it'll be an all-time high. I'm not gonna be looking to take any shorts. And if price doesn't have a retracement to this area, I'm personally probably not gonna even take any trades. Because just looking at what we have is Monday, price could easily just continue to go higher and just keep on trading higher. It's not gonna be, we might not get no higher probability setup, so it's better off we just don't risk it on a Monday. But like I said, now that we're creating this high of the day during the New York session, we can still map out possible reversal scenarios. So we just gotta watch out for that. And if we don't get it, simply we just don't take the trade. We'll be back tomorrow. It's just not worth the risk. If this just takes off, just hopping in would be basically killing ourselves. So what time do you work? What time do you be working every day? 8. So you were off today? Oh, you're on your break. Okay, okay. You're right, you're right, you're right. Yeah, usually I'll be going live around 9 o'clock. No, what was it? 7 o'clock your time, I think. Is it? No, you're an hour ahead. So at 9 o'clock your time, 9 o'clock your time is usually when I go live. Cause I seen you message me at like 7, but I personally I wasn't even up yet. I woke up at like 7:30. Yeah, that daylight savings killed me. I wasn't expecting that shit. For about maybe 2 years on US 30. The majority of the time, like the reason I've been able to just do well with the time I've been is because I've just traded one pair. That's the one thing that I give my success to, because I've been able to study one pair, and in that time multiple people betrayed multiple pairs. I've been able to just study one's trade strategy and just really just improve on it. So that's really it. That's why I'd be stressing to people trade one pair, because if you're able to trade one pair, you learn how the pair moves. You're able to see certain things that no one else would have seen just because you trade it every day. Yeah, right now price is just moving real bullish. Going for all-time high. Might not even get a retracement, but we'll see. We give it till about. So you never know what it's gonna do. So it's always better just stay out unless you're able to catch a good retracement and capitalize on that expansion. And we don't have really news today either. We only have news at 10:30, so there's no news coming out right now. So it's just bullish. Yeah, it's just pushing and pushing. That's cool. We're gonna wait. You never know what could happen. It could come up to 36,500 and just start to fall. So it's just good to be patient. I usually try to stay on the trades until around 30 minutes to like 45 minutes after the New York Stock Exchange open, because there's always setups around the time. So no, I'll hold it. Depending on where I got in or out, I'll probably already be break even on that trade. But regardless, 9:30 is when there's a lot of volume in the market, so I'm always trying to catch that move, because it can really capitalize on move. 9:30 has a lot of the momentum. Usually I do on my markups on the 15-minute, but I do analyze everything based on higher time frames. So I have this 4-hour markup with this order block. So that was the areas I'm looking for possible retracements to. But as you can see right now, price is just kind of trading higher and higher. So we just gotta wait. Same thing with this daily. It's just pushing and pushing. So we just gotta wait for it to show a sign of wanting to have a retracement. Because if it doesn't, then it could easily just continue higher and just leave without us. Personally, 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 I don't even use those trend lines, because in my opinion, I don't really understand how they work. Because if you really think about it, you're just pulling them from random points. So this is a way that a lot of banks and a lot of people with liquidity, this is a way that a lot of people get trapped out. In your case scenario, it already got, you got lucky more than likely, because it did have you said 4 to 5 taps on both sides. So a lot of the times when that happens, you'll realize that 4th or 6th time it tries to tap, it more than likely would push through them all, and then they'll come higher. Yeah, it could work. Everyone's different at the end of the day, but personally for me, I've never really found success using them. But it all depends, like what your how much you know about price action. Because if you know how price action moves and you know what you're looking for, a trend line might not really affect overall your bias. But what's going on, Martin? And we all good. All you need is just that microphone. That's all we need. As long as you can see the chart, we good. Yeah, right now we just gotta wait for price to either start to reverse or just start to show a form of wanting to drop a little bit lower. But right now we're just waiting. Nothing much really happening because it's looking like it's about to break this order block. So I'm gonna just have to take that off. It's trading above the 50% of it. On the 30-minute, this is a 30-minute order block, not even a 15-minute, but 30-minute. So we're gonna see right now prices is really bullish. If you look at the 4-hour, everything's bullish. Daily, everything's bullish. So we just gotta wait. Ideally, I'm looking for price to have a retracement so I can catch the move higher, but it might not happen personally. It might be even just a smaller come down, break these lows before trading higher. Could be something like that. We just gotta wait and see. Wait and see. Where, right here? Yeah, that's what I was just looking at right here. This last up candle before this down move. It could be a possible one that it taps into. Because, like I said, I'm waiting for price to create a form of resistance so I could draw my fib so I can then map out where I could likely look for a retracement. Because if it makes any higher, yeah, this area generally down here will be where I'm looking for that trade. But right now, we just gotta wait for this. Price is just chilling. But while it's doing that, I'll look at NAS 100 to see if it's doing anything possibly similar. Nah, but how was Seattle? Seattle was good. Yeah, it's always good to get back into nature. Yeah, right now I just marked up NAS 100. It looks like it's a similar setup to US30, more cleaner if anything. It's not as NAS 100 hasn't really been the best. But I'm talking setup wise, like if we can get a possible retracement, I think it's likely, more likely than US30. It looks like. Mark up the previous day's high up here. Mark up the previous day's low. Yeah, it looks like I got this right here. This is low, previous low. Yeah, I already got violated. So more than likely, NAS could be bearish. And if it is bearish, then more than likely we could get that possible reversal scenario on US30. So that's something we could keep in mind. Matter of fact, it wouldn't even be here. It would be here. Would it? No, this is Sunday. That's why. I'm gonna just leave it right there. So more than likely, it'll probably be bullet bearish. So we'll see. We'll mark up to 50% of the Asian range on this one also. Yeah, this general area here will ideally be a good trade, in my opinion, for me to try to capitalize on to the top side. It's similar to what I'm looking for on US30. But US30 is just pushing on, pushing. So ideally, if anything, I don't want to take a NAS 100 trade, but if it came down to it, I might. Because I've taken them before, and it's very similar to US30. If anything, US30 is harder to try to capitalize on moves. Because of how the volume it has. US30 has a lot of volume. And it's just, sometimes it's just hard to be able to capitalize on them. Scoopa Troopa. Scoopa Troopa. That's your name. Throw a name there. Yeah, we just waiting. It's still early. It's only 8:36. We still got time. Right now. Yeah, we still got a good hour Right now, price is just pushing and pushing, so I don't know what you're setting right now. I'm just gonna assume we might not really get a trade set up. It would really need to like have a major drop for it to really make sense of trying to look for a potential trade. Cause it's mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, you just gotta leave it at that. Cause the setups that you make sure that you see and the setups you make sure you take are gonna be high probability setups. You're taking them because it's a high chance you're gonna win. When the chance isn't on your side, percentage wise, probability wise, you just want to stay out because it's not worth putting the extra risk for something that might not even happen. That's more likely to not happen than happen. And especially when you're trading at all-time highs. If you're trading at all-time highs and price really wants to keep going for them all-time highs, you might not even get a retracement. And especially Friday was also NFP, so there was just a lot of reasons for price volume to just not give us a proper what we want to look for in a good setup. Yeah, it was good news. That just started rushing, going crazy higher. And then sometimes you just can't really do anything. Especially then, like price literally from the time I woke up on Friday, it was just moving up the whole entire time. Like nothing from 4 a.m. from 3:30 in the morning when they made this low. It's been bullish since then. Then it retraced and then it just now it's going back bullish again. So it probably I think it barely missed them. It like came right to the highs, but like missed anything of real importance. Like maybe came close here, but nah, not. They didn't really tap in enough. And it was more just like a fib retracement. If you pull your fib from, say, this low to the high, it came like to 62 and it's 70.50%. Yeah, it was a. Yeah, you gotta keep in mind timing too. It was at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon too, so it's just like, eh. It was moving up literally the whole time I would have been trading, just the whole time. It didn't retrace until like 12 o'clock, 11:30, 12. Yeah. What's the time frame? I'm on the 15-minute time frame right now. Yeah, right now price ain't really doing much. You can see we're slowly losing momentum, but we just gotta wait. We're about it's only 117 pips away though. That's not even a lot personally. There's still a chance price could fall that much, but we'll see. If anything, if price starts to fall, starts to drop to the downside and starts really rejecting, I could be looking for lower time frame retracements to catch that expansion to the downside. Because if this is creating the high today, there's a chance that this could end up being a full reversal. So even if I'm able to capitalize on a short, take profit here and hold a runner, I could still have that chance that price continues to run lower. Because if you're looking at NAS, we already broke the previous day's low, so there's already a chance that price overall is already bearish on one pair. So if that's the chance, then it could be similar over here. And even if it doesn't have a reversal, if I'm able to catch an expansion to and at least get majority profit out here, that's still going to be a good trade. Yeah, if you go on to a 4 hour price, in my opinion, I'm looking for it to at least come back to this 36 150 area. 36,150. But that was before price was starting to make these highs again. So if it continues even higher, it could be even shorter retest. Everything's just pushing right now. We gotta just wait for everything to lose momentum. Because when it's just trading keeps on pushing higher and higher on US30, there's no point in taking these trades. It's always better to just stay out and just let it do what it gotta do. Yeah, we just gotta be patient with it. We might not even get a setup today. Sometimes Mondays are good, sometimes Mondays aren't. It's like a 50-50. 50-50 type of thing. Yeah, with the candle right now, it looks like it's slowly losing momentum. So we can start to anticipate price to drop slowly but surely now that we're making this high. So what I'm personally going to be waiting to do is I'm going to wait for price to start to drop lower and start to close below the 50% of this 30-minute order block and below this order block. And then I'm going to look for a lower time frame, like on a 5-minute. Small retracements that say I can pull my fib from this high when it does fall to the low. Look for like a 1-minute or 5-minute order block on the lower time frames for me to then try to capitalize on this drop coming lower. So that's something I could look for, because in this case scenario, when we're making the high of the day during New York session and we didn't make the low of the day during London, there's a high chance that New York session could have this reversal. So we'll see. And if we do get that reversal, we'll easily come down here, possibly consolidate, to then expand again going towards the end of the week. So we'll see. We will see. It all depends how these next few 15-minute candles play out. Yeah, you could do it. You said a percent. Oh, yeah, that's just one good trade. That's just one good trade. Yeah, at least you got the loss small. Yeah, I feel you. Right now, pressure's even pushing more. It's always good to have the game plan ahead of time. It's just so when it does happen, you know what you're looking for, and you're not just doing anything unnecessary. Like right now, I already know that since we're trading towards these all-time highs, it's already not looking like a fun trading day. So I at least know that. If anything, I'm gonna look at NAS 100. If NAS can continue to fall, I'll be looking for potential trades around here. And I might not. We'll see how I feel in about 30, 15 minutes. If US30 doesn't, yeah. So in these next candles, we could get a bearish engulfing. It shows we want to come lower, but at this point, this order block has been invalidated. So we just gotta see what price wants to do from here, because it doesn't look like much. This shit moving mad slow. It's all good though. If there ain't no opportunity today, there might be tomorrow. Just makes it the rest of the week probably run smoother. Looking at market 12 AM open. Yeah, I think NAS 100 has a way more higher chance of having this trade setup happen. Yeah, it's the same lot size and everything. That's why NAS is like the only other pair I'll even think about possibly trading, because it moves so similar. Yeah, it's like US30, yeah, same way. Mm-hmm. All you really got to do, if you want a little quick way of always doing it, like a little quick thing, if you use your calculator, all you got to do to find out your lot size is take the amount you want to risk. So say you want to risk $1,000. $1,000 is your account balance. You would then take that and you would then divide by the amount of pips. So say you have a 50 pip stop. Then you would just do that. So you'll take the account balance, so the percent you want to risk of the account balance, and you divide it by your stop loss. And then you'll get the lot size you got to use. So that's what I do usually. I have a post-it note now that just has, if I have a 30, 40, 50, 60 pip stop loss, it already tells me like my lot size, so I don't have to do it. Because that shit would be annoying every time I have to get the calculator. So now I just have it in front of me, so I always know what it's more than likely going to be. I need to put my monitor down. Shit. Just like that. Yeah, no. On what, US 30 or just in general? Yeah, they're crazy putting 50 lots. But you never know. If they're funded, that 50 lots might be different. Because the thing with brokers is really different. Like with me, the equivalent to a 0.01 for you is equivalent to a 0.10 on the FCMO broker. So it moves the same amount. I'll make the same amount as you, but it's just like, it's a 10 now and not a 0. So it's different. And the thing is, you can go down to a 0.01. That's your lowest. I can go down to like a 1 cent. So I can go down to a 0.01 on mine too. So I can go even lower than a 0.01 for like a normal broker. So that's the only cool thing about it. But usually I don't really use them small lot sizes anyway. Mm-hmm. Yeah, NFTs are. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of things I'm trying to do still. But personally, once I move to Florida, I'm trying to move to Miami first. That's when I'm really gonna start doing stuff. Like I want to have a podcast. When I move, I'm gonna turn my studio. It's just gonna be like an office studio. So I'm gonna have like the podcast set up. I have a bed, but that's really it. It's more gonna be like a workplace. Nah, we gonna be there. It's not a goal. That shit is waiting to happen. We gonna get there, but we're not gonna get there if you sturdy don't start acting right. Goddamn. Yeah, if it doesn't start to print bears, shit, I'm gonna be out of here on US 30. I'm gonna be right on Nash 100. Yeah, I think Nash 100 is gonna be way more likely to have this trade setup happen, in my opinion. So I'm gonna keep that in mind. I'm gonna keep this Nash setup in mind because it's looking way more cleaner overall. So I'm gonna just keep it in mind. So if US 30 doesn't happen, I at least know I can catch a possible trade here. So I'm gonna keep that in the back of my head. Because price could easily, if price does start to push up on NAS, trade into this 15-minute order block, we can anticipate a possible reversal. That's what I'm expecting. Because I don't think price is just going to simply continue to run even higher. There's no retracement. Even though it could, the probability of it happening, I don't know. Yeah, it's 36,500. It's been rejected once before, almost. So we're gonna see. As of right now, I'm not taking no trades on US30 until we start to drop lower. And on NAS 100, I'm not gonna be taking no trades unless we either trade into the 15-minute order block or trade lower into this 1 hour order block. So I already know what I'm looking for today. If it doesn't happen, I ain't taking the trade. Simple as that. Elijah, you still here, bro? I'm not. He's muted. All right, bro. Yeah. Just chilling right now. Market just gotta do what it guys do. All right, I got you, Elijah. Yeah, we're just waiting right now. Nothing really much happening. We're just being disciplined, waiting for our setup. And if it don't happen, sit. You know what that means. No trade. Not really of a fun day in the markets. Slow Monday. I hate when it's slow like this. I'd be excited to wake up, and then when there's nothing, I'm like, damn. Alright. Know what, Bitcoin? You said Bitcoin? Let's see what NASDAQ doing on the lower time frame. I pulled a fib from here, and then I drew the 15-minute order block. It looks like it's pushing now. Everything's so bullish. US30's pushing again too. Damn. We're gonna see if NAS 100, if it starts to drop lower, I'm gonna look for possible retracement back to the 15-minute order block to catch it lower. But I'm gonna just wait for that. And this is gonna be more than like my last trade stop loss about. I don't even know how much that is. 10, is that 10 pips? Is that 11 pips? Damn, I hate this pair, man. Hate anything that's not US30. Nah, it's not even backside. I just gotta learn the calculating this pip wise. So hold on. It would be that would be about, yeah, it's like 10 pips. Alright. So it's like the same shit. Alright, so this is 10 pips. That's a small ass stop loss. What the fuck? If I could get a 10 pip stop loss, my risk rewards are gonna be different. But shit, 10 pips, that's a little. I don't know how I would make that work. That's what I'm saying, bro. It's just pushing and pushing. I'm probably not gonna trade US30 today. It's probably going to for this 36,500, and that's when I'll have that reaction we're looking for. From there, if we trade above these highs, clear the liquidity, and then we start to reverse from there, we could look for possible reversal scenarios from there. Because if you look at Nash and this, they're both looking like they're just topping off almost before it starts to drop lower. So part of me does want to get on Nash when it starts to break this low, but at the same time, part of me doesn't. We're gonna see. We're gonna see. Part of me doesn't want to take Nash, but part of me wants to wait for US30. But then again, US30 is looking trash. Nash is looking way better. And the expansion I'll be able to catch on Nash, the downside is way I can at least catch it probably a 1 to 4. 1 to 4, 1 to 5. So we gonna see. We just gotta play it safe. Cause right now this is pushing. Any buy scenario I was looking for on US30 is just gone. It's just gone. No longer looking to buy US30 unless it has like a major drop at 930. Oh, shit. The only thing with NAS though is I just don't want 930 to have this spike, clear the liquidity, trade into 15-minute order block, and then, cause that would suck, and that's gonna stop me out for sure. That's why I want to wait for price to really show it wants to drop lower, because once it starts to drop lower, I could look for a retracement easily back to this area. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. If I don't get it, I don't get it. I ain't gonna rush nothing on Monday. And then this is doing this thing, I guess. Doing this thing. Yeah, it looks like NAS is gonna be more of a better trade in my opinion. More likely to happen. Alright, this is about to slowly start dropping. NAS is about to start dropping. US30's pushing. Damn, I don't know. Both pairs are kind of just wonky right now. Let's go to the 5-minute on US30. Yeah, looks exactly how I expected. Just pushing. Because if we're able to catch this drop on US30, that would be way better than NAS, because this potential is 180 pips, potentially trading down to this area, 160 to 180. So we clear this high right now. If we make an engulfing at this high, after trading into 36,500 and after making this all-time high, I'll look for a possible sell scenario, but I would have to wait for it. Same thing I'm looking for on NAS. Price to drop lower, retrace, then I'll look to get in around here. Similar to NAS, but NAS is kind of pushing back up now, so both pairs are showing us that it doesn't want to go either of our direction. So that's that. Yeah, it's slowly pushing out too. So I don't know. We just gotta wait. I think 930 might just be when we look for our trade. Because as of right now, yeah, it's not looking the best for Monday. But hey, if there's no trade, that's no risk we have to put on. So one in day for me. Yeah. I know it won't be like that forever, so I'm not gonna get mad. I'd rather give no opportunity on a Monday, so Tuesday, Wednesday, it can give a great opportunity. Oh, look at that real quick though. That's what I was waiting for. Now I get the retracement. Yeah, I'm gonna get in on that retracement right when it comes back up. Like I said, I'm gonna get this retracement. Oh, put the wrong lot size. All right, there we go. All right, stop loss is going above those highs. Let's see what we can get. All right, I'm going short on NAS 100. Stop loss is going above these highs in anticipation of price to continue dropping lower. So let's see. Hopefully this just wasn't like a quick liquidity grab before it goes higher. If it is, that would suck. But let's see what happens. I gotta put on my stop losses in. Yeah, I'm keeping it just above those highs. Anticipation of price to continue going lower. We are getting a little rejection, but it is 9 o'clock, so we'll see. Ideally, not how I would have wanted to enter this candle. Not ideally what I would have expected right here. Damn, prices started to go against us real quick. If we start to just break in these highs, I'm probably just going to cut it short. Just the fact that it's Monday. And if it really flips on us this easily, chance of it going really against us will be bad. Because now it looks like it could. Yeah, I'm going to just cut the trade short here before it gets worse. While I'm ahead of myself. Because just the way this looks, you saw the swiftness it had. That was more of a false break and not a... You can just tell the difference. Because it looks like it's probably going to go for that 15-minute order block now. Yeah, because if you look at this on the 5-minute, look at this candle. Came, cleared all these lows. And easily now it's about to push and break these highs. Yeah. Hey, it is what it is. I took less than a 1% loss. If that's the last trade that we take, hey, I'd rather be that. And now it does that. Alright. Alright. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna give it some time. I'll probably wait till 9:30. Yeah, US30 slowly just small down candle. Oh, now you want to move down. All right. So pardon me. If it does close like this, I give it 50 seconds. If it closes this bearish, closing below, then I'll wait for that retracement again. And if that trade stops out, then I'm just take my loss for the day. US30, I'm probably just going to be done with. I don't like the way it's playing out. Now this 100 is showing me more willingness to want to trade my direction. So I'm going to just trade with this for now. US30, you can kick rocks. Damn, it's always when I cancel my trade. It's always. It's tough vibes. Tough vibes. The New York Open is 4 p.m. in my country. I don't need to wake up early. Damn, if only I would have held my trade. Hey, it is what it is. You live and learn. Facts. Yeah, it's like, it's hard to, it's a big consolidation, if anything. Alright, I'm gonna wait for this retracement back to that 15-minute order block and that 5-minute order block right up here. Then I'll look to take my trade one last time. And if this trade gets stopped out, then I'm gonna be done for the day. Draw it from this low to here, there. So from this to here, I'll be looking for a retracement. So I'm gonna just wait for it to come higher. Yeah, all right. At least I know the willingness to want to go lower is there. So now I just got to be able to capitalize and try to catch this trade now. Yeah, most likely, or at least 50% of it, ideally. So let's see. Come on, let's get this retracement before we drop lower. We got about 25 minutes to the New York Stock Exchange open. All right, we almost came up. Come up a little bit higher. All right, I just got in. Stop loss is going above the highs. Looking to capitalize on the short side. Why is this not working? Selling Nas 100. Got my stop right above this high. Right up here. Looking to take price to at least down this 1 hour order block. So let's see what happens. I'm going to be targeting 16330. 16330. That's going to be majority of my profit target. So now we just wait and let's see what happens. If I take this L, it is what it is. If I don't, we good. I'm gonna hold it this time. I'm gonna let it hit my stop loss because shit, I ain't about to miss out on this one now. It's about 10 pips. All right, we gonna see. Let's see what happens. All right, this trade could easily give us at least a 1 to 2 to 1 to 3, maybe even more if it really plays out. But let's see. Now we just wait. Hard part's done. We just let price do what it gotta do. Showing us it wants to come lower. Now we just waited for the retracement early in the city candle. So let's see. We got about 20 something minutes, 22 minutes until 9:30. So there is a chance price could easily go up before coming lower. But if it does that, it is what it is. And we take our loss and we just leave it at that. But right now we're anticipating price to continue lower to then break below these lows here, which will at least give us our original. That would be at least a 1 to 1 when we break these lows, but we gotta wait for that. And these candles, the consolidation is just chopping me up right now. Like each candle, I feel like it's gonna engulf the last candle. But I'm just keeping in mind this engulfing right here. Not this engulfing. This last down candle before this last up candle before its down move right here. So as long as we don't break above here, we should be good. But if we start to break above, there's gonna be a high chance that it does go for this 15-minute order block that is lying above these highs. So something to keep in back of our mind. Yeah, I don't like the way this consolidation is playing out though. It's not just Monday right now is not looking good for anything. US 30 trash. And this NAS, if the price doesn't start to break lower, I'll probably just end up taking this trade short too and just call it a day. Because as of right now, everything we've seen is kind of garbage. Not gonna lie. They had a chance of being good, but we just gonna have to wait and see. Honestly, it can go both ways. Right, there's certain days like this are just garbage. Oh, and the zoom ended. Let me get back in there. Shared my screen. Alright. Get this back in there. Hate how I have a time limit. This is trash. Nope, what's going on? What's going on, Elijah? My fault. The old recording just ended, so I just had to make a new one. I just gotta wait for Martin to get back. But right now, simply just waiting for Nas to drop lower. Might not happen, but we'll see. We're still in this area of where it still would make sense for prices to still drop, so we gotta keep that in mind. But once it starts to break this high right here, more than likely, I'll probably just cut my trade short. That is going against us, but I'm gonna still hold it until it does break these highs to the left right here. Yeah, because we just gotta keep our risk small, not looking to risk anything more than needed to. I said, Martin, if we start to break above these old highs, I'm probably just gonna cut this trade short and just leave it at that. Just end the day there, because I'm not liking anything that's happening. US 30 is back to being bullish. NAS 100 is kind of just in this consolidation, struggling to pick its direction. Yeah, we just closed above, going above this high. So I'm gonna just cut the trade short here. Just leave it at that. Watch it start to reverse now on me. Alright. US 30 is happening 36,500 now. Now it's rejecting. Yeah, I'm done with NAS. NAS is just... Yeah, NAS is just not looking good either. So I'll just see what US 30 does coming into 930. Whatever happens here happens. NAS is just consolidating. It could still fall, but I'm not even going to bother anymore. I'll just let it be. US 30, if it continues to have this rejection, we could look for a possible drop at 930. But it depends how this candle closes right here. If we can close as that doji, there's a good chance I could fall. Especially going into 930. That volume might be all we need. You're selling US 30? Yeah, we should wait. And that's 100. Actually, that's why we took our loss shorter. I figured if it broke the high, it's just going to reach for that 15-minute order block. And if it reached for that 15-minute order block, we could get that reaction to the downside. So, we're going to see. Alright, this candle is closed. We're going to see what these next few candles like on US 30. We might be able to capitalize on a expansion to the downside if we continue to reject 36,500. So we'll see. Yeah, Nas, I remember why I never trade you. I'll stick to US 30. That Nas shit just chopped me up crazy. Alright, I'm selling US 30 with a 35 pip stop loss in anticipation that we continue to go lower. Whatever happens, happens. I'm anticipating price won't continue to drop lower. I'm gonna use a 40 pip stop loss, matter of fact. 40 pip stop loss. So let's see what we can get on US 30. I'm looking to capitalize on this drop lower. Gonna have about a 35 pip stop loss. I entered at 482. We're gonna see what we can do to the downside. If this is the reverse we're able to catch, we are more than likely going to be able to capitalize, taking profit deeper into this area around the Asian session if price does want to trade that low. And if it does, it should give us at least a 1 to 4 potentially. That would be best case scenario. But if we're able to get a 1 to 2, that's perfectly fine with us also. We will see. Last trade, whatever happens, happens. If we're able to engulf this 5-minute candle though, I think we will be good. It's just gonna make it more likely for that 9:30 move. But hey, if we somehow get stopped out, yeah, I'm done for today. I'm keeping my loss at that. We'll be back tomorrow. Let's see. Right now, we're slowly moving lower. If we can engulf this candle after having this 36,500 rejection, that would be our best case scenario for this trade to really play out. Because this would be that false break scenario that we were talking about. Look, false break of this high into a 36,500, cleared this high. So ideally, we'd be looking for price to continue engulfing and have this reversal scenario that I was talking about earlier. Now that we're about to engulf this candle, if you look at it on the 15-minute, we should be good. If you look at it on the 30-minute, the 1 hour is where everything's going to slowly start to play out. So let's see what happens. I knew US 30. I'm just stick to US 30. Every time I get off it, it's just shit goes south. I'll just stick to US 30. Even though when it's ugliest, I still can predict it better than anything else. So we'll just see. See what price wants to do. I'm not taking partials at 1 to 1 since I already took those first little losses. So I'm gonna be holding at least to my 1 to 2, 1 to 3 full position. But I will be breaking even at 1 to 1 though. Yeah. This is some 1 to 1. This is my 1 to 2. This is my 1 to 3. And this will ideally probably be the 1 to 4 down here. Yeah, it's just like -1 wherever you want to go. So this would be my starter for here. Ideally, if we can go for the 1 to 4, that would be the best trade scenario. But we'll see. Just gotta have the patience. Yeah, the templates just make everything easier. Just makes our life way better. Everyone. They're all trying to sell US 30 right now. Because we're at an all-time high, so we could potentially catch a good drop if this drops well. So we gotta see. It's either going to be a big drop or it's going to be a short-term drop that just allows price to have a short retracement before just going back for all-time highs. Those are like the only 2 things that could happen here. But hey, sometimes it takes a few L's for these W's. It takes 2 L's to make a W. It takes 2 L's to make a W. We're gonna see. We just gotta have the patience to hold it. Because if we don't hold it, it ain't gonna be nothing. 1 subscriber away from 600. Should hit that today. More than likely. More than likely. I hit 20K views on my channel total. I'm about to be at 2021. No? 21,000 views. Yeah, I'll be at soon. I should be at that by the end of the week, more than likely. I'm about to hit 600. Oh yeah, I got that 600. We up there. We up there. 601. 601. So someone else just subscribed too. Appreciate y'all boys. Appreciate y'all boys. There's US 30 doing this thing again. Let's see. See what it does. As long as our stop loss is wide enough for that 930 volume, we should be good. I don't think it should fly another 50 something pips. I think we should be good. Hey, you never know. Appreciate y'all boys that subscribe. Y'all boys, too thorough. Oh, and that's just that US 30 for you. Let's see, tapping that 36,500 one more time before falling. Because if you continue going higher, I don't know what I'm gonna do with you. Yeah, price right now is just very indecisive. Very indecisive. NAS 100 just start flying. US 30 is just at this high. I don't know, it could go both ways right now. Go both ways. But I'll hold my bias. I'm only looking at short. I can't make sense of any buy, anything buying. Oh shit, stop buying. Who's buying this shit, man? Who's buying this shit, man? Buying at an all-time high? What's wrong with y'all? No, we got 7 minutes. We just gotta wait 7 minutes. We should be in the trade for 7 minutes, so we'll see how price is. Yeah, it can go both ways. I'm more on the downside, but it's just his wicks to the top side that I'm scared of. Yeah, I don't know, man. US 30 just, if it really just wants to keep on pushing, shit, might as well just let it at this point, because it doesn't look like it wants to fall at all. Yeah, your entry is probably one of the better ones if it does go our way, but let's just see. We gotta see how this. We got 5 more minutes. Come on, US 30. Don't do this. Don't do this. Don't leave my Monday like this. Slowly but surely, man. Yeah, we should be good. I'm holding the 1 to 2, 1 to 4, no cap. Let's see what this candle does, man. Just make this last trade somewhat successful. Shit. Right now, it's just playing with my feelings. Yeah, if anything, just make sure you're on the chart, because if it does fall like 80 pips real fast, you're gonna want to take that profit. Yeah, just be mindful when that 9:30 hits. We got time right now. We got 3 minutes, but we're gonna see. Oh, push higher. It might just really keep on pushing. They just want to keep on buying. It's cool though. We're gonna hold it for right now, because you never know. We got a minute 40. But more than likely, it's just going to keep on pushing, it looks like. I'll hold, because if this turns into a big wick, I'm going to be sick if I take out. So I'll see. Ideally, more than likely going to be a loss, but at least I know it. Hey, not the best day. Probably should have just not taken no trades, honestly, due to the fact that I seen how choppy this market was. Look at Nas. Look at this. What is going on? What is going on? That's falling. Why don't you fall? Come on. It's just the fact that I don't know when it's going to now. Like, it's not really showing. If it doesn't reject this 36,500 one last time, I don't know where it's going to reject. Cause we're at all-time highs. There's nothing else but price. We're going to see. See how this candle closes. Because if it closes this bullish, I don't know, next candle will have to be a really big engulfing. We got 13 seconds. Let's see. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. It's like frozen right now. I don't even see where it's going. Oh, yeah. It's not looking good. Yeah. Yeah, that's an L. It's an L under the books. Damn, I don't know what price is doing. NAS 100. Yeah, this is just. And now it's rejecting and falling. Now we might just have to end it here, because shit, we already know where this goes. We already know where this is going. But now I'm gonna end it off here though, guys. So hopefully everybody enjoyed this. If you learned something, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. As you can see, today wasn't the best day to be in the market on US 30. But it is what it is. You learn from the experience. You live and learn. So right now, I'm going to just take the L. Come back tomorrow. We're going to see what happens. But that's really it. Just learn to take your L's. Learn to count your losses. Learn to be grateful for your wins. And we'll see what happens tomorrow. I'm going to end the stream here. Saying